but you have to shelve him for a whole year and maybe Clay for much of this year. So all of a sudden, I'm back. I'm going to say it one last time because I just can't get it out of my system. This is why crime has paid, because he quit his way out of San Antonio, and he winds up getting every break he could ever get in Toronto. And it continues to drive me a little crazy because it's just not fair. He won the MVP, to me, by default of the finals, because in games 2, 5, and 6, nobody wants to hear this, but he failed miserably to close all 3 of those games. And I don't have time to go through the detail, but he just flat out, he couldn't do it. Van Vliet could do it, but he couldn't.
First of all, Skip Bayless, I'm tired of you talking about fair. Fair is a place where you go and you judge livestock, you can ride the merry-go-round, and you buy candied apples. That's what the fair is. Second of all, he earned that. First, let's look at this. There are really 2 guys that are out there on the free agent market that you believe they can swing the pendulum of power in your favor. One will not play all basketball season next year. That's Kevin Durant. The other guy that you believe that can swing the pendulum of power because he's done it is Kawhi Leonard. Now, this is not to take anything away from Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is a very good ball player, but he's not a tier 1 player of the caliber of KD, of Kawhi. We understand that. But, Skip, he's done everything you could ask him to do. Yes, they gave him load management, but when you get these guys, when you get these superstars, Skip, you must understand what you're dealing with. They understand that Kawhi is going to come to them, and he's probably not going to play back-to-back for the very considerable future. That should be okay if a championship is your ultimate goal. He might need to take 15, 20 games. That's okay if a championship is your ultimate goal. Skip, look. The guy doesn't say a whole lot, and we really don't know where he's ultimately going to end up. But for me, Toronto is the best situation because he doesn't have to guess, are they going to put a team around me that can contend for a title? Because the team that's already surrounding him won the title. Now, we might have debated, now, about 5 or 10 years from now, we might want to have a debate. Well, Kawhi would have never won that title had KD been healthy, had Klay not gotten hurt. But that's neither here nor there. They have the title, and they get to keep it for perpetuity. He is healthy, a top 3 player. He's the best 2-way player in all of basketball, and it's not close. Skip, nobody can do what this kid can do as far as on the offensive end and on the defensive end. He's going to get his money. You guys did not show him the respect that he thought he deserved. You guys didn't trust him when he felt that he had earned the trust, being Finals MVP, 2 times Defensive Player of the Year, 2 times first team All-NBA. No other player would have had to go through in their organization what Kawhi went through playing for the San Antonio Spurs. So he said, you know what? You believe I'm faking it? Get me up out of here, and I'm going to go win a title for someone else and make you have egg on your face. And that's what he did.
We let him sit for 60 games before we started turning up the heat. Think about that, 60 games. It's okay. It's okay. Just do whatever you got to do. Just get healthy for the playoffs. Then it comes to mid-March, and the veterans, the Hall of Fame-bound veterans on that team finally said, okay, that's enough. We're playing hurt. He's got to play a little bit hurt because he's got a thigh bruise. Tony Parker, my injury, 100 times worse than his. So get good riddance. You know, this is fine, but you just hate to see a guy benefit from quitting and then become the premium piece in all of free. Yes, he did. He exaggerated his injury and he quit. Okay, so back to Toronto. To your point, I agree with you. Toronto makes all the sense except for one problem. It's in Toronto, right? So that's the only problem with Toronto. It's in Toronto, right? Even though he's become the toast of the whole country, the toast of Canada.
Guess what else is in Toronto? The Larry O'Brien Trophy. Guess what else is in Toronto?
But
the Finals MVP.
You're not listening to my point. He didn't want to go to Toronto to begin with. He wanted to go home to Southern California. His uncle wanted him in New York or Philadelphia, and that's still obviously on the table. But Toronto now has become a loaded team. You kept making the point Milwaukee has the better roster. Baloney. Toronto is loaded and is getting more loaded because OG Anunoby had an appendicitis and couldn't even get back for the finals. Do you remember him as a rookie going back 2 years ago?
Yes.
Do you remember what happened? He started 62 games for Toronto because he was a really good young rookie out of Indiana, and he was the one who guarded LeBron in the what was it, the middle round of the playoffs? I think it was the second round. But when they played LeBron, he guarded him, and he had a hard time, but they put him on LeBron.
Not very well.
Okay, but my point is, Siakam is becoming a star. He's going to be an all-star next year. And we saw what Van Vliet does as their closer. We saw what Lowry can do. Gasol's almost certainly going to be back. He's got a player option. And you still got Ibaka. This team is loaded. And so obviously, if he rejoins them, they're going to be a prohibitive favorite. I'm not talking about in the East. They're going to unseat and dethrone your Lakers as the favorite to win next year's championship.
Ain't gonna happen.
Want to bet? If he rejoins, guess what'll happen? They will vault to the top of the odds. They will have the best odds to win next year's championship.
Do you want to put due on that?
Sure.
Do you want to put due on that?
Well, they will. They just will.
Cases.
Huh?
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will. If he resigns, are you kidding? The defending champs?
I don't care who they can resign him and Vince Carter. They're not unseating the Lakers as the favorite to win the title. But let me tell you the difference. You mentioned Milwaukee and you mentioned Toronto's supporting cast. The difference between Toronto and Milwaukee, Toronto's supporting cast showed up. We didn't get the production that we thought. Chris Middleton did not play like the all-star, Skip, that we thought he was. Bledsoe did not play the way we had seen him play all throughout the regular season and the first part of the playoffs. We didn't see that. But what we did see is that we saw Siakam step up big. We saw Kyle Lowry, although he started slow, he played unbelievable once you got past those first two ball games. And then you get a game or two from Serge Ibaka. One game he has 6 blocks. The other game he has 20 points. You get these game one. You get this from Siakam, 32 points. And then game 6, the closeout game, what is he, 25 and 10, 26 and 10. So what you got was the consistency from the role players that Milwaukee had given you all year long, but come playoff time, they weren't able to give you that. And let's not forget the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo, Skip. He did not play like he played in the regular season. He didn't play like he played against Boston.
Sorry, they all got exposed.
Who exposed them? Who the one that showed them that they were streaking?
Gasol, Ibaka, Siakam, exposed Giannis. That's
anytime that you go to anytime you mention the Raptors, if you do not start with this guy's name, I'm going to have to discredit anything you say after that. Okay. Let's start with Kawhi. And if you want to go Siakam, if you want to go Lowry, if you want to go Gasol, Van Vliet, that's fine. But everything starts with that guy.
He'll always be number 2 to me, which brings us to the second team in L.A., the Clippers. And I am not counting the Clippers out of this because between Steve Ballmer, Jerry West, and Doc Rivers, those are 3 very persuasive human beings. And if they do get their meeting with number 2 and Uncle Dennis, I think they will make a very strong case that he belongs as on the second team in L.A. A little out of the spotlight, but he can become their Kobe. He can become bigger than LeBron in L.A. on the second team.
He'll never be bigger than LeBron. He'll never be bigger than LeBron. He'll never be bigger than LeBron.
They're going to present their case to him, and it will be a strong one.
But here's the thing. I get that. But what can they offer him that he can't get in Toronto? A chance to compete for a title? Been there, done that.
Well,
be all NBA?
There's another huge domino out there, but it's a 2-year out domino, and that's Kevin Durant. I'm not going to put it past number 2 to join forces with KD. It could be with the Knicks. It could be with the Nets. And it definitely could be with the Clippers. Now, you won't have him next year, but you just have to bite a bullet for 1 year to get to a chance to have a dominating dynastic team with KD in his second year.
Raptors or bust.
Gentlemen, great stuff to start this morning off. What a way to kickstart Monday, huh? Here's how the money shakes down. Raptors can offer Kawhi 5 years at $190. Another franchise could offer him a max of 4 years at $140. Still to come this morning, we are sticking with the free agency frenzy. Is Kevin Durant heading to New York? And when we say New York, which team do we mean? We'll discuss that up next. Don't forget to check us out every day.